Story time, story time, story time, story time. Book, 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 book. You already know what it is. Juanita Mecca Audio. Thank you for tuning in once again. This is going to be part two of, you already know, reflections of you, my father, Unique Mecca Audio. Look, I want to jump right up in this thing because this is important. Today, I actually want to talk to everybody about loyalty. Loyalty. How it is so important. Recognize it. Give it to the right ones that deserve it. You heard me. You heard me. That's important. Did you hear me? That's important. Because I'm gonna tell you just like this. Nah, I ain't gonna tell you yet. First, let's jump right up in this intro. You already know. And then I want y'all to get a little ready. And then we're gonna come right back to it and we're gonna talk about it. You already know what it is. As I said, thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. Juanita Mecca Audio. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. Unique Mecca Audio. You already know. Keep it going, 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 keep it going. Mecca what? Mecca Audio. Mecca what? Mecca Audio. Mecca what? Mecca Audio. Mecca what? Mecca Audio. I like the way it's going down. You already know what it is. Thank you for tuning in. Alright, as I said, we ain't gonna waste no more time without further ado. You like that, right? I know I like it too. It's a little cute. But I want y'all to take this ride or whatever with me. Come on, let's ride. Now, loyalty. Please, please. Loyalty is so important. And when I was younger, I put all the wrong people and gave all the wrong people loyalty that was never deserved. Understand me? I learned a lot of things the hard way. I used to keep massive people around me. God only knows for what, because, you know, I just gave myself a little bit more trouble and problems. But loyalty, please, please, everybody, please try to take heed to this because, real talk, when my father got locked up, my mother literally, hand to God, and I ain't even gonna hold you, she held it down so well. Like, loyalty, I learned that from my mommy, of how she held my father up and all that. Like, you know what I mean? All that time of him being down. She ain't never bring another man around. Nobody. She stayed loyal. All she did was work and be with family. She worked like 3, 4 jobs. It was rough. She did what she had to do, but she did it for us. I didn't even understand it all the way at that time, but I knew her and my father, they were still together. The same way I didn't understand it when he was out and he was in the city before he even got locked up for good. And, you know, by the grace of God, came home. I never really understood how you really in a relationship talk about, you know, y'all married even though you're not legally married at the time or whatever, whatever. And you're really just with him and calling him that's your man. I'm talking about Valentine's Day, big old cards and stuff they sending each other, teddy bears, everything. It's crazy though because it's like that was their relationship, and I seen that as all right. That's what it's supposed to be. The way my mom held it down, like I never seen another man. She did nothing. She worked so many jobs. I barely got to see her. You know, and even when she was home, I felt like I was still alone. You know what I mean? And kids that be feeling alone and missing their pops or whoever made that used to be a good big part of their life is now gone. Now they got to find another avenue, as I did, and I'm sure other kids did too and are. I had to find a whole nother avenue, God. And my avenue, which was so sad at a young age, I went and I took that loyalty I seen my mom give my father, not really understanding she's giving it to somebody that, she really sees she's going to be spending her life with, regardless if he's in there or whatever. And she didn't want to bring that stuff around us, her kids. You know what I mean? So, she, to me, I felt like she was spending a lot of time with my sister. And, as I said, my sister, she's younger than me. She's 6 years younger than me. So she was spending a lot of time with my sister. And as I started getting older, me and my brother, we were 1 year apart, but I always seemed to be a little bit more loud, a little bit more vocal, a little bit more sassy, and, just out there growing up. And a lot of times, people, even my family, misconstrued me being like that as being bad, not listening, or, just being a little too much. When at the end of the day, I wish somebody would have talked to me, because now as I'm older, I understand. I wish somebody really, put me under their wing, let me really be their little June or whatever, and let me understand and let me talk to them and get my emotions in check. Because one thing's for sure, I had so much feelings. I didn't know what to do with those feelings. So once my pops left and I lost that piece of me, and I didn't know where I was exactly in the family, as I was saying in my part one, it came to a point where dead ass, yo, dead ass. It came to a point, however anybody was seeing me and my family, whatever, how they thought my movement was, which it was really just me. And if somebody would have talked to me, they would have understood. It was just me missing my father. I was crying out for help, but I'm doing it still in my way. But at the end of the day, I'm not. I'm gonna listen when I want to listen. I'm gonna still move how I want to move, and I'm always gonna say what I want to say. It got me in so much trouble with school, my family. Everybody assumed I was bad and assumed this about me. So shoot, I took it as, all right, boom. It's easier to be what y'all saying I am and act like I'm anything else. So I'm gonna just keep moving how I'm moving. So now everybody's seeing me as they believe they seeing me. I'm still missing that love and that connection and somebody to talk to, somebody to understand me. I see the type of loyalty that is existed. I want to get out there on them streets, and I want to see too if I could get that. Now, of course, yeah, the friends of who you believe your best friends and stuff like that, that comes before, for me anyway, before having a boyfriend and falling in love. I literally had so many friends at that time, and we already know. Now, trust is something real big and something you can't just give easily. You can't call everybody your friend. Now, then growing up, it was so easy for me to call these people that I thought, because I'm seeing them every day, we talking on the phone, that we was rocking, and that's really my peoples. And all right, boom, she talking to me the way I'm talking to her. I'm having fun with her. She having fun with me. That's cool. Now I'm actually calling these people my peoples, because letting them know things, da da da, whatever, trusting them in a little too damn early, a little too soon, nonetheless, and it was too many of them. Now, I learned later, and even then, I still couldn't really maneuver on how to do it, because as I said, I had so many feelings, but I didn't know how to. I didn't really know what to do with the feelings. I didn't really like to admit when I was sad, because most of the time I'll try to show it to, like, through anger. You understand what I'm saying? Or be combative or whatever, because I felt like I'll be damned if I'm gonna let y'all know, and I felt embarrassed. I ain't even gonna hold you, that y'all even got me feeling this way over whatever was said or whatever you thinking or whatever happened. So I'm always going back with the mouth like, doo, 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 doo. I was a dog, God, like, rrr, rrr, rrr. Couldn't tell me nothing. You heard? Couldn't tell me nothing. So I had to find a way to outlet even that anger. So please listen to me. I'm gonna let y'all know something that my family, if you watch these videos, I'm sorry, but I'm grown, so you're gonna have to hear it. And at the end of the day, and I tell my siblings this all the time, as I'm sure a lot of you too could say to y'all family or whatever. We may have grown up in the same house and had the same parents or whatever, but at the end of the day, we all grew up and had different lives. I put myself completely other different places than my siblings would have ever thought to be. You understand me? So it's like I learned drinking. That was getting me where at that moment I wasn't feeling the emotions I was feeling, but I was just feeling nice. So I started, you know what I mean? That's what I started with and back then it was like what the old E, right? What is that, the old English? Still reserved the damn crack juice now. I be calling it like, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff I would never even drink now. But like, well, even like, oh, hand to God, y'all remember this though? I'm about to hit y'all with a banger, and now that's only if y'all grew up like around the same time I did. But let me know if y'all remember. Let me, give me, get. Let me know. The Mad Dog 2020. Stop it. I used to drink the damn orange one. What the heck was I thinking? But that thing had me right. That thing was cheap. Anybody used to get it for us easy. You know what I mean? Everybody was drinking real early. I don't know how I was even able to take half of that. I had alcohol poisoning, I promise you, at least 4 times within my life before I hit 21. So, eh, believe me when I say that's something that you don't want to go through. You don't want to mask all your feelings that you're not understanding just because you don't understand it and it hurts. You feel me? You don't want to mask that with a substance. And it was so easy to get alcohol. Let me tell you something. I always been a person where, as I said, I had so much feelings, but I felt other people's feelings. Believe me if you want to, but I'm trying to tell you because listen, I promise you, I felt everything another person was feeling, and I will actually know what they're feeling before they even say it. You feel me? I use that against them though. That was my weapon on them because now, y'all, some people may say manipulation. I would like to say I was persuasive. You understand me? And I ended up getting whatever I wanted by using that. Now, may it be that I know I'm a young lady and this older man may, you know what I mean, think I'm cute. Yeah, I'm gonna use my looks, I'm gonna use my mouth, and my mouth was always quick, you heard me? So I was real good with bagging them like it was nothing. So it was like that was easy for me. I learned how to literally read their body language or how or what I may think I could get from them. And that goes for females and men. You understand me? As I said, some may say manipulation. I was very persuasive. Believe me, I was persuasive. I don't care what nobody said. Juanita make an audio. I was so persuasive. They, I don't want to say fell because now I don't want nobody to sound like the little dum dums. But they did basically. They fell for the okie dokie. Anything I said, they was with it. And like that, I ended up learning at a young ass age. I believe I was like probably 14. I learned how to use how I look, and I learned how to use my mouth to get what I want. And that to me, that was actually kind of fun. It was easy, easy. You understand? So it's like once I got there, I said, "All right, boom, I'm gonna go. Maybe now it's time to get a little boyfriend because I know the boys they gonna give a little bit more than them ladies. Ladies, when you lying to a lady and whatever, you making up all these little boo boo stories that you ain't even gonna remember the next day because it was not even a fun story you made up, just so you get the little assistance or whatever you wanted from whoever you was getting it from. For me, at that time, that's how it was moving. So now, with this loyalty, I put a lot of loyalty in these people that I so called believed was my friends back then. Not realizing friends ain't gonna move the way these people was moving with me, and probably vice versa too. You know what I mean? Now, one thing I can say, I still to this day have not found anybody that can match the type of loyalty that I will give and give others, and still always got burnt to this day. But by the grace of God, because I'm a believer, and I know my Lord He got me. I know nobody's gonna break me even though they may be breaking me at that second, crippling, but I ain't utterly cast down. You heard me? I'm always gonna get back up. I'm always going to get back up. So regardless of what loyalty I give out and I don't receive back, believe me when I say, yeah, you had that laugh at that moment, but you're always going to have the last. I'm always going to have the last laugh because I'm always going to be standing up, looking cute, and I want you to see my glow up. You heard me? Watch me. I learned that now too. And nobody's going to break me from not giving it to a next that does deserve it. Because, at the end of the day, somebody do. That's how it go, right? Now, I trusted probably 3 females throughout my whole. Don't get me wrong. There was a lot of people I was rocking with, but I called them friends or whatever. Boom, boom, squawk, wah, wah, whatever, whatever. But they was never the ones I was like, talking to all day, every day, da da da, whatever, whatever. So, and actually telling shit to, because unfortunately, I was one of those friends where if I was best friends with, let's say, I'm gonna tell you about this girl PP. I called her PP, but she wasn't that, she peed on herself or whatever. But this girl PP, me and her was tight as hell. When I first met her, she used to call me sis and everything. Old girl even told me she was, I believe when I met her, I was, let me see, 15. She told me she was 18, right? She told me she was 18. I was like, okay, what's up? Another black girl in this damn non-diverse town that I was living in at the time with my mother and my brother and my sister. So I was happy and I was like, okay, it's another black girl. She seemed cool. Let me get with her. I might be able to rock with her, see what's going on. So we start chilling, chopping it up. She told me, as I said, she was 18. But every time it came time, because that's when I started smoking cigarettes, every time it came time to like go get some cigarettes or something like that you needed an ID, old girl ain't have the damn ID. And it never dawned on me, is she lying? You know what I mean? Let's fast forward. It's been 6 months already. I've been rocking with this girl. Me and her, walking and meeting each other every day. You know what I mean? Picking up dudes in cars or whatever so we could go out, do what we got to do, and have our fun. 6 months already. I go to her house. Now, she has a child. I go to her house. She lived with her grandmother. I walk in the house. I see her, I see her daughter, whatever. I was like, oh, hi, she's so cute. She was probably like 1 or 2 when I first, met the little girl. Said hi to her grandmother. Grandmother was cool, whatever. I swear to you, I don't know what they was talking about, but the grandma freaking spilt the beans. I swear, grandma spilt the beans. Hold on. She screamed out something along the factors. I don't know why you think you grown and I'm supposed to just be watching your daughter all the time. You only 17. Not even 17 yet. Your birthday ain't for another 3 months. So you need to keep your ass in this house. Going off or whatever. So when I heard her going off, the only thing that hit me, did she say this girl's 16? So you ain't even freaking as old as you saying you was. You only a year older than me. What are you lying to me for? I don't know why I thought that was not a red flag. I don't even know if I knew what red flags was as a teenager. And if I did, I definitely ignored it. You feel me? Because I was still rocking with the girl. But who lies to somebody when they first meet them? Now, I spent probably 6 years being friends with this PP, right? Now, PP ass, when I say I held her down, she used to get, you know what I mean? Whenever she had beef with anybody, she always act like she had a mouth, but like you already know, the ones that has mouth be going too hard, they really ain't with the hands. It ain't golden, possibly, not even silver, because I ain't never even see you swing a bob and weave. You heard me? You just run that mouth. And anybody that I feel like, anybody that got that much time to keep running that mouth, but you still ain't doing everything you saying you want to do, you ain't really like that. Understand me? So I used to basically fight her battles, never understanding even then. This bitch can't fight. Oh, excuse me, God. Hold on. I ain't trying to be cursing, But this old girl, she can't fight, and I'm really still rocking with her and fighting her battles, holding her down. All right, but we call each other sister. You know, she sleep over my house. I break bread with her. You know what I mean? We always picking up dudes together, smoking, getting drunk, and we always like seem like we on that same type of time when it comes to getting what we got to get from who we got to get. But we always seem like we still slide into riding more with each other than anybody else. So I really thought that was my boom boom bombastic. You understand me? Now, that was the first red flag. She lied, right? Now we're gonna go again. Oh girl, I put trust in her yet again. I'm walking, meeting her up the block. She about to come to my house with my boyfriend at that time too. I'm walking, meeting her up the block, whatever. I see my man's at the time, freaking Edwin. He over there across the street. I go look at him. I'm waving at him. I'm telling him, yeah, PP up the block. Come on, hurry up so we go meet her. Then freaking PP, I see her. I think she just got off the bus, but I know she just got off. Yeah, I think it was the bus. And I see her walking. She had a little beige coat on or whatever. But I see some freaking people in a car as I slide back my head this way, you know, on the ding ding, go look at my man's because he ain't walking fast enough. So I want to know what the heck was taking him so long because just chop, chop, let's go, come, come. So hit the neck this way. I see these people pointing. I couldn't even tell if it was females or men at the time. I just see people pointing at me, but they pointing and they looking as they at the red light. So I'm on it like, yo, what's good? One of the when as I got closer, I seen it was females. One of the girls in the passenger side started laughing, and I didn't know what was going on. As I said, I lived in a diverse neighborhood at the time. You feel me? So by me being in that diverse neighborhood, real talk, I don't know who the hell. Excuse me, because I ain't about to have y'all. Hold on, 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 hold on. We about to breaking news, breaking news. Let me do something real quick, because let me tell you, if my father, yes, Pops, I hope you're watching this video. If my father was to see my damn screen, I got so into my damn freaking story. If my father was to see my screen right now, he would be so mad. Why your video like that? Shit, him and my mom's told me my last video I was looking like the Muppet Baby. I was all in my thing. I didn't even realize I was supposed to be all big and large and in charge. That I really supposed to be looking at me. My bad, God, my bad. But look, appease my father. He gonna know his daughter got it. You heard me? Salute. It's MeCCA. What?
MeCCA what?
MeCCA.
MeCCA audio. Ayo.
Alright, yo. Let me get back into it. I had to fix that. We ain't want no problems. And I want everybody to enjoy it as well, though. You know what I mean? This is my first. Like, I'm a talker. So I'll get so into my own and into where I was at that time, and I'll get zoned out and forget that. And I still smoke a little bit. I don't drink no more. We're gonna get to that another time, but I still do a little bit something. So I had to get in the mood to get right to you, so we could talk. You already know. So now, let's get back to it. She, the girl, whatever. I don't know, as I said, exactly what she was saying, but I know she laughed and kept pointing. I don't like that. I didn't like that. And the red light has changed to green at this point. So why are you still freaking sitting in your car, honey, looking at me? As I said, I'm in a diverse neighborhood. I was called nigga, the N-word multiple times in my face by one individual. We're going to get there too. Because that right there, that did something different for me. So I didn't know what was being said, but I'm pretty sure that's in my mind. That's what I was thinking. They was like trying to roll with that black B or, that nickname or whatever. Because I was yelling, maybe she thought I was ghetto, which I wasn't, okay? Yelling across the ways or whatever. I go closer. I say, hey, yo, what's the problem? I don't know what happened. I think I just blacked out. And when I black out, Juanita goes right back to Nene. Hands, feet in the car. I'm like, you know what I mean? I don't condone violence now. But at that time, that's all I seen and that's all I knew. Hands, I'm not talking that long. I don't even know what you're talking about right now. But I'm about to get you. So I'm hands, feet in the car, everything. I see old girl because I'm looking up from teaching my eye. Old girl Peaches, yo. I hear her, so I see her running, chuck, 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 chuck. Mind you, I always been a little slim thing, Jamaican fit. My friend's thicker than me, okay? I'm fighting two girls in a vehicle, God. I'm talking about leg in front seat, arm like this, neck all cramped up, always been tall, so it wasn't right for me. I probably needed some assistance. My man's at that time, Edwin, little dude, you know what I mean? But he was another only black boy that was in that town, so I had to scoop him. I had to get him. I ain't care. I said, oh, he black, he here. I got that. You heard me? Let's go. So boom, he come running, grab old girl from her head, the girl on the passenger side. Get off my bit. You know what I mean? B-I-T. You know what I mean? Get off my beat. And I'm like, yeah, bow, bow, uppercutting. Because at this point, my neck really hurt. But like, I don't want to get tired and let them see I'm tired. But I ain't yet. So I was all right. But damn, I was tired, because I smoked cigarettes and everything. My neck was hurting. I was like cramped up. How long this gonna go on for? Finally, after he got there, pulled her hair, whatever, you know what I mean? We all released. Both the females got out the car. I'm pretty sure she said, oh, I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police. I don't do the little po-po thing. So at this point, my house was like, as I said, my house was right down the block. So I ran down the block with my peoples. I'm running in the house. I'm trying to tell my mother. I'm like, yo, these girls just jumped me. They calling the police right now. I think the police about to come to the house. I don't think she heard the police part. She just heard me say these girls just tried to jump me or whatever. Yo, she opened up the front door. Mom always been a little thick thing. You heard me? Always still had some hood to understand me. I think I get a little piece of that too. And I think I got both my mother and my father, and I became like the explosion. You heard? But anyway, she came, pow, pow, pow. She got that little big back. She, pow, pow, pow. Oh, y'all want to jump my daughter? What's up? What's up? Y'all want to jump? I said, I wish I had the police sirens right now, guy. Oh, because it was so funny. Two po-po cars come up. Promise you, wasn't no black ones. So you already know my hands was like, oh, shit. I don't know what happened. You're looking for me. No. But yeah, I got a little big chest because my mama was right there. I was like, nah, they can't take me when my mom's here. I'm a minor. I ain't do nothing wrong. Did I? Like, you know what I mean? That's in my head. That's what I'm trying to convince myself. So as we get down the steps, the officers, they talking, the girls is telling the freaking popos, I don't know what happened. All I was saying that she had a nice body. Girl, I said, I apologize then, but that is not what I thought you said. I said, how long does it take to say that you have a nice body? I said, that light done changed and you were still sitting there and your little friend right here, she was laughing. I didn't know what was going on. And I was by myself. My peoples was already all the way too separated. I didn't know what was going on. You was still there. I didn't know if you was going to get out. So the first thing I thought, because we was already close to each other, attack. You know what I mean? I apologize. I didn't know that's what you said. So then, the officer was trying to calm me down. She was older than me, okay? First of all, I was a minor. She was older than me. So once I apologized and, my mom, she was speaking to the officer or whatever, no charges was pressed. I apologized to the females. They didn't apologize to me. I knew they wasn't going to let them or make them. I didn't give a shit. Just let me get up out of here from this situation. So I apologized. My bad, whatever. Moved on. Now, why is it that a man, and I don't condone any men hitting females, but I was technically getting attacked by two people and I'm only one me. And at the end of the day, I couldn't even use all four limbs. I was only using two, you heard me? So, in the neck, remember, the neck was so it wasn't even like, why my little thick friend, Pee, she ain't come through with the, you know what I mean? Her big ass thighs, bang, bang. She could have came stomping through that mug. She ain't do nothing to help me. Nothing. Now, I'll tell you this. I kept her around. But then, that's when and only then, I stopped freaking fighting that little girl battles. I said, nah, yeah. She too punk for me. Now, it's one thing if you're going to be a punk, but you still got heart. Girl, you ain't got no heart, you ain't got no loyalty, you ain't got none of that. It's all about you side, and you run your mouth like the freaking best of them. Where I really thought you could have did something, but then you just got the accent for what? You was a fraud. You feel me? A fraud. When she did all of that, I couldn't believe I still kept her around because at the end of the day, I still loved her because I loved the time that we spent as being friends. But she did. It was so many red flags, and it's like we gotta all really pay attention because it's red flags that we look for stuff, right, out of people, and instead of really seeing what's there, we see what we want to see. Somebody show you something you don't like, believe it. You understand me? Anybody could say anything. What you see, they can't change that. Don't even let a narcissist, right? Excuse me. They got the narcissist now because that's a little big thing. People is really getting diagnosed with that one. I ain't never really hear about that like that when I was young and growing up. But now they got these narcissists that will literally have you show them facts and proof dead in their eyes, pictures of themselves, okay? You would think they was freaking about to go down for murder because they still over there denying that. No, I don't know. That's not me. That can't be me. How's that me? Nah. I don't even have a shirt like that. Nah. I think I'm a little lighter. Nah. I'm dark. You understand what I'm saying? Lying like a mug. Still won't tell the truth. Gaslighting the whole situation. Be careful with anybody you allow in your circle. Now that I'm older and I got to go through all the friends that was disloyal, we're going to get to the dudes next one. But all the friends that I kept to that did me dirty, we're going to get there. All that just makes you made me even more of a beast. You know what I mean? Even more so where I ain't give up. And I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to say what I want to say. You can believe what you want to believe, but it's really all about me now. Feel me? Couldn't trust anybody because I seen nobody really move the way I moved for them. And it's sad. That's sad as hell to say. But my mother, regardless of what, I was right, wrong, and different. It was probably only one time I could see in the public that I could actually think of. But that was my fault because she was probably so surprised where she actually took my side every time and then cursed my ass out later, behind closed doors or whatever. There was only one time that she actually didn't give me that type of loyalty, and it really didn't change much because that thing I felt like I deserved at the time. As I got older and I started realizing it, we'll get there to another time because I got some stories to tell. Y'all just better keep watching. We about to cut this though because your girl over here Juanita MeCCA audio. As I said, I like to talk, but I'm thirsty. Getting a little hungry. But as I promised, let me tell you what I got for you. I got a number, and I want to make sure y'all hit me up. Call me. You want to talk, chop it up. You know what I mean? You want a little bit of advice? You went through what I went through? Did you? You want to get a little advice on how to get through it? Nah, but for real, anything I want to talk about, hit me up, yo. I got this number especially for y'all, my supporters, because the way y'all support me, I want to support y'all. Anybody want to talk, just want to have somebody have your ear, I'm right here. You already know what it is. My number, 848-258-80. Oops, excuse me, scratch that. We're going to take that back. Hold on. Wait. Boop. Let's not get confused. Let's go back. Rewind. My bad. 848-258-0846. One more time. I try to put it on the bottom of the screen. I hope it's there. I can't even see clearly right now. But I got all this damn bright light, and I'll have to see when I take it back off. I want to just jump on and holler at y'all real quick. But if it's not there, please listen again. Take pen, take heed. 848-258-0846. You heard me? Like, subscribe. Juanita MeCCA Audio. Like, subscribe. Unique MeCCA Audio. Hit that bell. Yo, thank y'all for tuning in. As I said, share, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's roll.
Cheers. Toast the crime. What?
fresh out the can of 26.
Yeah.
He back on the strip, getting back in the mix.
Yeah.
What he mentions a gift.
Right.
You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this.
Real.
Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit.
Yeah.
Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn.
Real.
Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops make an audio.